Hello, my friends. Welcome in. It's the end of year 14. We are going to hop right in today, but I have two quick things to go over with you. First off, thank you. This continues to blow my mind. We have two new people that have joined the patronage. We're currently, as of the time of recording, at 51 patrons. It means the world. Every single one of you, all the viewers on this series, it's absolute bananas. Matuis Mendez, hopefully that's right. He gave me pronunciation help in the comments of the last video. And Jason Nee, thank you for joining the patronage. I like literally blown away. Like, it feels like every morning I wake up and it's like, oh yeah, somebody else joined, no big deal. And I'm like, what? The other thing is there is a good chunk of you that watch this series specifically that aren't subscribed to the channel. So I just want to encourage you, go over there, hit that subscribe button, because if you like Football Manager experiments, I'm going to do stuff like this more in the future. So I think I've mentioned this in previous episodes. If you've watched them all the way through, we're going to have another experiment series launching probably mid-April timeframe. So make sure you check that out. But now that we've gotten through all the announcements, let's go look at our players. All right, Juan here is still with Hoffenheim as a 91K per week for another 2 seasons. He's playing in World Cup qualification, apparently, and Campeonato Sudamericano. Something or another. Copa America. Yeah, that thing. I mean, we're going to look. Is he an icon at the club by now? He's definitely come on strong. I think he should be an icon just because he's been there so long, right? So let's see. Previous season, 29 starts, 3 subs, 10 goals, 5 assists. This season, 31 starts, no subs, 11 goals, 4 assists on a 707. That's a nice improvement in the rating. 7 international starts with a sub on a 666. That's a bit of a downgrade, but it could be tougher competition, right? Like, because we saw World Cup qualification. Could that have something to do with it? I don't think we can see the form. Nope, sure can't. Any injuries? Blisters. Okay, 9 days. To go with a tight hamstring. To go with a gashed upper leg. Nothing significant there. He is through the 100 cap ceiling. Something like that. He's up to 100 caps with 28 goals. Look at all the attribute, or the traits, I should say. You can still see in the light green for most of the things except defending. Well, of course, yeah, he's not very good at defending. That's not his job. Mentals could be a tad bit better, but doing quite well. Let's look at Hoffenheim as a club. Oh my! Okay. How did that happen? Okay, first off, he's not an icon. I guess just being somewhere for a long time doesn't make you an icon. Like, you'd have to be banging in the goals. Did they like spend a lot of money on somebody and that's like fixed a bunch of things? Could it be Danilo? Could it be that they sign this Danilo? So, okay. Or did they get a new? We're gonna dive in a little bit here. Okay, as of January of the previous seasons, that's not really... I mean, maybe it took him a while to, set up his system or whatever. Juan's playing as an attacking midfielder in the center. I'm just a little... I mean, that's quite the turnaround. So that's exciting because that means they're going to have, what would that be, Champions League next season? So Juan's going to get some Champions League appearances out of the deal. Let's take a look at Chile. He's on international duty right now. So is it World Cup? Okay, they're up to 12th, or they're at 12th, I should say. They're the Copa America. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Was he involved in World Cup qualification? Just real quick. Only involved in one of the friendlies. We'll have to see. Did our folks play against each other? No. Okay, so Juan looks like was probably part of the 23, but didn't get in, maybe? Is that why we can see it? He's 6.8 against Venezuela. No goal. I thought that said Freddie Adu. Just a quick glance. Sad days. 6.5 in a loss. 6.8, kind of average in a draw. And a 6.0 in a win. But you're on a 6.0. Okay. 7.1 in a victory. Nice. And in a loss, he came on as a sub. Okay, so let's see how this ended up. Ooh, it's tight, my friends. 3 losses. Not very good for Uruguay. And then in the Copa America group stage, is he getting in there? Yes, 6.6, 6.9, 6.4. Okay. Getting a brace. 4th minute, 21-minute brace against the likes of Argentina. Like, that's no joke. And then they lost on penalties in the Copa America semi-final, and he played a 6.5. Penalty shootout. Okay. Doesn't look like he was involved, and it doesn't look like our Mexican friend was involved, at least from a penalty standpoint. So they've got some work to do. They're going to play Colombia, but they've got some work to do in World Cup qualification. Let's just see. Nope. Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm excited because is he peaking? Like, is 30 like the good age? Like this upcoming season, you get Champions League, you're kind of at your peak, you got 2 more years on your contract, you want to have a really good season, and then he's going to dip? We'll have to find out. Grant Corrigan is still unbelievably with Dortmund, still at 125K a week. Overall, almost in the green on the speed and the defending. Attacking not so much. Again, defensive midfielder or probably central midfielder on defend. Not as aerial because he's like jumping reach 13, heading 10 maybe. I mean, he's 6 feet tall. But overall, a very solid player. See if there's anything crazy here from that attribute standpoint, my friends. How did we do? It's not good. I definitely thought, they loaned him out. He got 6 starts, 10 starts. I thought we were going to see like 14 starts, and instead we've got 1 start, 16 subs with 3 goals. That's impressive when you got a midfielder. I don't know. It depends on how many minutes we're talking about here. And then 2 continental starts with 4 subs out of 6.8, and then 10 internationals on a 6.63 with 3 assists. I just kind of go, let's go all the way back to here. I mean, he's had some knocks in like a 6 or 7 week period. 25 days out. Do you think he moves? I mean, he just signed the deal, and he's good for another 2 seasons. Do you think they try and cash in on him? He's not getting... I'm just amazed that Grant's like not mad, right? Like, you've had me on a first team contract and you've not played me first team minutes. I mean, he's been in the first team, but he hasn't started games. That is so bizarre to me. Scotland, sorry about the Kazakhstan result. Okay, 51st, kind of about where they were. They made the Euros. Okay. Bunch of friendlies. I don't think we need to go look at every single one of these from a friendly standpoint because his ratings weren't that great. He only had 3 assists, but we can take a look. Is he in the Euros? 6.4 in a draw with Sweden. I thought that was him. A 6.7 in a loss to Turkey, and then they drew with Russia, and he played a 6.9. That's interesting. Did they play him on the back line? That would be an interesting decision to make. Fifth top player situation. I'm just kind of disappointed, right? Like, I feel like it's time. Like, you've been there a while, mate. Like, you need to call Greg. Greg, get me out of here. Get me back to Sterling Albion, because obviously they probably moved up in the world. They're still in League One. Oh, they got actually up to the championship. Oh, be still my heart. Okay, next player. Jordan Bradford is still with Schalke. He's at 112 caps. Still no goals, mate. You can't step up and take a penalty, Well, hello. Hit my light there. He's wanted. Oh, we're going to see a Premier League move, potentially. They won the DFB Pokal. Okay. Progress. Okay. 33 starts, 39 conceded. A 6.93 versus a 6.92 versus a 6.92. Kind of consistent, you could say. 10 clean sheets. Continental, the cups, it's like, okay, whatever. Continental at this point is what we're looking at. 8 continental starts, 10 conceded, 2 clean sheets on a 6.86. I mean, it's tough competition, right? 9 international, 3 conceded, much better. 7 clean sheets on a 7.39. Now, is that like World Cup qualification? with Indonesia, or is it like one of the random cups? Something like that. It would depend on the level that they're playing at. We will take a look at that. He has 2 more clean sheets this year than he did last year, but he conceded 7 more goals, but they had 2 more games. So, I mean, about where you expect, really, right? And they finished once again 4th, so that's good because it keeps them in the continental competitions. I am curious to see what Schalke did from a schedule standpoint. Who did they play? They had Roma, Liverpool, and Maccabi Tel Aviv. So, you know, getting 6.8, 6.9 against Roma and Liverpool is fine. And then a 7.5 against the Israeli team. Probably what you'd expect, right? 6.5, not good against the Israeli team. 8.6 against Liverpool. Against 8.6. Wait, that's Roma. Against Roma. How many shots did Roma have? I can't click on it. Wait. View the match. I just want to see stats. 10 shots, 7 on target, 2 clear-cut chances, and a half chance. That'll help you raise your goalkeeper rating, apparently, to an 8.6. I'm sure maybe I missed an assist or something in there for him, but that would be impressive since it was the only goal. And then a 7.2 against Liverpool. So they did okay. Made it through the next round. Okay, so who got knocked out? Was it Liverpool? Well, no, because, they're the title holders. Yes. So that couldn't be. So maybe Roma got knocked out? Anyway. Where are we? Then they get Inter, and they go out to Inter on a 5-4 aggregate scoreline, a 5.9. And a 5.5. Oh, it went poorly after that, my friends. Moving on. Back to contract. Signed a new contract at the right before last episode until 2036. I don't remember looking at that. I don't remember 2036. That is locking him in for a long time. Or is it going like, okay, if you want to buy him, you got to pay for him. Do you think he'll move? If so, will he go to the Premier League? I mean, those are the clubs that are interested. Let's take a look at Indonesia since he had 70. This is amazing. And I would like your opinions on this. Is it just that they've got an amazing goalkeeper, right? And it's like you've got that amazing goalkeeper that can block all the stuff. And that helps you go from 129th up to 71st. That is a meteoric rise, I feel. A meteoric rise. These guys should all be legends, right? So let's take a look at their schedule here. Okay, friendlies. They had a World Cup qualification. Okay, he's playing in that, 6.8. Okay, we saw these last time. Cambodia, a 7.7. I'm just impressed by the goalkeeper ratings, to be honest with you. I don't get those in my saves, so shout out to Jordan. A 6.6 and a loss to South Korea is not really good. A 7.7 with 2 sendings off, 1 in the 19th minute, and you still keep them out. Goodness. 7.4 in a victory, and a 7.8 in a victory. I mean, that is really impressive. And a 6.8 in a loss. South Korea is kind of the I was gonna say the lion or the tiger. Is that that's a tiger? I can use. They qualified for the World Cup, my friends. Is it the first time ever? I don't know. And I wouldn't know where to see that. Like, is there like a like stats thing or something like that? Landmark moments. Have they qualified for the World Cup before? It's only sent. That's not showing the whole thing. Let me know, because that seems big to me. I would imagine a team coming down from 128th all the way up to 71st and qualifying for the World Cup. I mean, this looks to be a relatively easy group. No offense to the other teams, but I still think that's impressive, right? Wait. Oh, they got through. They've not qualified for the World Cup. You were sitting there going, they've qualified for this, the final stage. Okay, so this is where the challenge is. How many, is it 3 teams that go up? Is that why it's green? Winners qualify for the second round. There's another round. Okay, I was all excited. I was wondering what was going, but they're in the group with South Korea. Or is it all the groups combined? Like you take the top 2 from all the groups and this is what you get? Somebody will leave me a comment, I'm sure. Do you think Indonesia could actually qualify? It looks tougher. Okay, I was about to say. All right, moving on. Jonathan Needham has moved to Lazio on 170K per week. 70 caps, 3 goals for Mexico. He's been involved in the Nations League, but he's not involved at 30 years old in World Cup qualifications. That's probably not the best, right? So they loaned him, I guess, with an option to buy, or they just outright decided to buy him, something like that. 26 starts, 3 goals, 4 assists, and a 6.73. He's settling in. I mean, it is a better rating than the previous season with Juve, which is worse than the previous season with Juve. Okay. 4 continental starts with 2 assists on a 6.7, and 12 internationals with 8 assists on a 6.9, but as discussed, not World Cup, and they fell to 5th, my friends. I'm actually not sure in Serie A if that... Okay, that'll get you Europa League. So, okay, hold on. I'm bouncing all over. Let's go take a look. When did he sign the contract? But they've already loaned him. So they loaned him and they bought him at the end of the season. So in theory, he was there that whole time, right? Because he had 26 starts. So would he be involved here? No. What about here? Let's just check like after the window. Could he have been? Would there be enough games? You wouldn't have 26 games here. 4, 8. I'm just thinking about league starts, and that's not even a league start. So 4, 3, 7. 4 is 11. 3 is 14, and then a bunch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 21. So he must have been before then. Okay. Whoop. So they were using him maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, he was there in November. Maybe he had to kind of warm up for it. I mean, he played in the Champions League. So yeah, that's weird. But he's a key player, so like he should be playing all the time, right? That's what you would expect. But only 4 continental starts with a sub. Injuries wise, had a damaged shoulder. That may explain some of the misses there. Twisted ankle for 4 weeks. So he's missed 6 weeks total. Again, contract's good for another 3 seasons. Just make sure. Oh, hello there, my friends. Okay, he missed some here for suspension. We can't go all the way back. All we know is he's playing midfield. And he did well against Brescia Calcio. And Foggia Calcio. Is that how you say it? Mexico. Let's just take a look. Played in some friendlies. Did well against Russia with 2 assists and a 7.5. That's really kind of the highlight of the last season. In the Nations League, he played in 3 of the games. 2 against Haiti, 1 against Guadalupe, 7.8 with 2 assists. But okay, doing all right. Did he play in the Gold Cup? Yes, this was what we saw last episode. Trinidad and Tobago, 6.5. Jamaica and a 6.8. Does that mean their Gold Cup run was ended by Jamaica? And then, what is this? Nations League. Is this like the thing to get? We'll have to look. I'm not sure what this is, because we had Nations League A. Or is this like after all the league and then like the top teams qualify type situation? Okay, so 2 assists on a 7.4 against Costa Rica and a 6.8 off in the 43rd minute. Maybe he was tired, back-to-back games 3 days apart on a 6.8. I just want to go take a look to see. Let's look at their schedule. He's their top player with 2 Liverpool players. Chelsea, okay, lads. Nations League final, and they won. So, like, what? because this is a brand new thing for me, right? The Nations League is a thing that doesn't exist right now, and it's going to exist later this actual year. No. Qualify for the final, but what? It doesn't get you into like isn't that how the UEFA Nations League works? Is it gets you into like the Euros? That's interesting. And then the Gold Cup was in the quarterfinal. They lost on penalties to Jamaica. So that's kind of, that explains that as to what happened there. I'm still contemplating, you just get a trophy, right? Like, you get a trophy, but yay? Like, who? Somebody explain that to me in the comments. Okay, next player. Mike Vitek still with Chelsea. Not needed. That doesn't indicate a lot of good things. He's got some bids in. They've got him listed at 52 million. His value's 58, so there's a slight discount, but what? Not really, like 10%. Leicester wants to loan. Milan and Benfica also want to loan. They've offered though. Like they've come in, and they came in 5 days ago. So if I remember correctly, that means in 2 days they've got to make a decision unless one of these other teams comes in. Signed a new contract in December. I'm guessing it didn't sign a new contract as a not needed. Maybe as a backup. That's an interesting time to do a new contract if you then 6 months later have him listed as not needed. My washing machine is taking off, by the way. I don't know if it may be like jiggling the screen a little bit or if you can hear it. He played though. So like, okay. He had 8 starts, 11 subs previous season with 3 continental starts and 6 subs. And this season got 8 and 15 with 4 starts and 3. I mean, did they must have just signed somebody, or like because they played a 6-6-3, they said, hey, it's time to go. But at least he got more appearances, you know, and that's what 4, 8, 8, the same number of starts with 4 more subs. It's just the rating took a bit of a dive. Yeah, a bit of a dive. Okay, did he have any injuries? Dislocated jaw. I think I missed that last time. Ooh. Broken toe, out for 6 weeks. So that'll put a damper on your abilities, right? That might explain the bravery. I don't have the spreadsheet pulled up. We have somebody. I actually think is it Andrew C? I get mixed up with the usernames. But in the Discord, who's tracking this in a Google Doc, like all the attributes. You can see the attribute changes. Absolutely incredible. I'm going to use it in the last episode. Unhappy at not being considered part of the club's future plans. Well, I don't blame you. So I'm wondering if he had a bravery drop, but everything else looks okay. Where does he end up? They won the Europa League in 2031. How'd they end up as a club? Ooh, 5th. Okay. I'm just going to check like the first couple rounds here. Did he play? He came on as a sub. 6.8 sub. Not bad. Against Atletico Madrid. That looks like a start. That's the... I always do that. Started against Feyenoord. And subbed on against Marseille. So like was in the mix, at least at the beginning. Okay, they got all the way down to the quarters. And he might have been suffering from a broken toe at this point. That's what it looks like. Did he play in the previous round? This is probably where he broke his toe. He put it all on the line. Extra time. You know, breaks his toe. Is what it is. But he was in the mix. So I think you can be happy about that. But the fact that they're going to move him on is not the best. Okay, 8 international appearances, 3 assists on a 704. How is Northern Ireland doing? Okay, 70th. Right there with Indonesia. Oh, goodness. Second top player. Interesting. They've got a top player without a club. He's 34, to be fair. Okay. Friendly against the United States. Did he play? A 6.9. A 7.0. Okay. Let's look at the Euro qualifying. Is that what this is? All the names get confusing. This is probably Broken Toe, so not playing here. And Broken Toe probably not playing there would be my guess. I could go look at the actual date it happened, but why would we do that? Played a 6.3 against France, but it's France. 8.2 against Iceland. I mean, you take that. 90th minute equalizer, kind of clutch. 6.8, 6.5, 7.2, it's Gibraltar. And a 7.4. A 7.4 against France. I mean, you know, didn't do so well, but they got knocked out in the qualifying playoff. Did I say quarterfinal? Qualifying playoff to Russia on a 3-0. So will he get in the mix in the Nations League? They are in, was it League C? Lithuania and Hungary. What do you expect to happen there? But he's also through the 100 cap mark. You know, I'm interested where he ends up. He kind of needs, like, he needs his forever home. That's just me. Paul Colombani is still with Atletico Madrid, 155K a week, 68 caps, 9 goals. Looks like he's been involved in something down here. European Championship, probably qualifying, and then the actual championship. Okay. Okay, previous season, he had 28 starts, 1 sub, with 12 continental starts. This season, he's got 22 starts, 4 subs, 9 continental starts with a sub. Rating has improved in league play by 0.12. Continental's a 7.27. What did he have last season? A 6.92. So he's found some continental form. That's good. Did he have an injury? Yes. Out 7 weeks. So probably would have started all the games, right? And then you missed the end of the season because you have a lower back stress fracture. For the second time, that's not good. To go with a twisted knee and a tight groin. Yeah, that kind of explains it. So I think he probably would have started. I mean, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. If he starts 4 more, he's at 26. Like, he would have played those, at least some of those games. You've got to think they are kind of close together. But let's say he plays half of them, right? But besides that, was on a really good run, right? Dynamo Kiev on a 1-1 or an assist and a goal on an 8.1 is what I'm trying to say. 2 assists against Real Sociedad, a 7.5 against CD Tenerife, and a 7.5 against Sevilla. With Norway, this is one I understand. Why is this back? Is it because their leagues aren't officially over? This is the only thing I can think of. Nations League, is this? No. What about Euro qualifiers? Do we have any of those? Yes. Okay, so he played full 90, essentially full 90, in 4 games. 7.0 with an assist, 7.2 with a goal, 6.8 with nothing, and a 6.2 with an assist. Again, I'm always impressed when you've got a low rating with an assist. That's pretty good. And then in the Euros, he played all 4 games, 2 of them all the way. Austria 6.5, England 6.9, Israel 7.6 with an assist, and then Germany with a 6.9. Is it their group? No, that wouldn't be their group. There's 4 teams there. We'll take a look at that for sure. Let's take a look at the contract. Still the original contract, or the last contract we saw. 162 million euro release clause. I don't think you're going anywhere, lads. Okay, so they had a group with Austria, England, and Israel, and then got to Germany in the second round. Okay, fair enough. And then we already looked at that from a qualification standpoint. It's so nice when the form is there. That kind of gives us the full picture, doesn't it? 5th top player. He's not captain, vice captain, key player, any of that. But he's in the mix. He's playing in the Euros, and they're going to have Nations League, and then I would imagine, well, it's not on the calendar yet, but World Cup qualification, right? Because the next World Cup would be 2034, so that's got to be coming. Really? Okay. Just thinking about those things. Nobody wants him. It looks like he's staying put for right now. Aysel Hetland at Arsenal is listed. Didn't they just... I mean, they essentially just bought him. Interesting. They paid $11.5 million for him. This is last season, but it must have been the first half of the season, right? 5 starts, 6 subs, a goal, 668. Not loving that. 4 continental starts, 2 subs, 2 goals, 2 assists on a 7.63. Are they in the Europa League? Because that seems quite good. That seems significantly better than his appearances in the Premier League. It's like, oh yeah, I don't do the Premier League, but I got this continental stuff down pat. With 4 international starts with an assist, and then they loaned him, I would guess, in the January window. He gets 4 starts, 3 subs, and a goal and assist on a 7.55. Okay. He signed a new deal. No, same deal. Sorry. He signed. That was last season. I got my dates mixed up. Did he have any injuries? Broken jaw, out 4 weeks. So they probably would have used him more. Pulled abdominal muscle, out 2 weeks. Bruised knee, and that's it. But I mean, quote, that's it. You missed 6.5 weeks. I'm just making sure we can't see the form. Of course we can't. Of course we can't. Okay, so with our, oh my. In Football Manager, his stint at Monaco went a lot better than in real life, and then he's moved on to take over the Arsenal job. That's no. I just want to see, like, was it? Oh my! You lose 4 of your first 5 games in the Premier League. I'm surprised he didn't get sacked. Right, Arsenal fans? Right? And then they kind of picked it up, which is a bit strange, with Europa League mixed in. Like, they kind of went on a run, and then they didn't. A very streaky looking team, just looking at the green dots versus the red dots, right? So, okay, no rating as a sub. 8.2 against Rosenborg. No rating as a sub. Injured here. 7.4. Again, so Europa League, obviously not Champions League quality. So that's what happened there. And then was it that they had a really bad run and they're like, okay, we need to loan some players out and bring some better players in? I'm just kind of curious as to the thinking there. So they loaned him out in January with 5 other players, all loaned out, and they brought in some reinforcements from Vasco da Gama, PSV, and Sao Paulo. So they spent some money. There's nothing here for how much money they spent. That's weird. Football Manager breaking things. Okay, so then he goes to Porto, and they won the league because Porto things, right? I'm just trying to figure out when. Yeah, I guess we could. I remember, if I could remember the date I just looked at as to when he moved. So he has to kind of settle in, and then they. I mean, he's not even there, lads. Okay, comes on as a late sub. Not good. Not a late sub. So I'm just kind of wondering when he got those starts. Is this a start, maybe? And a 5-0 smashing for sure. Okay, so he had a little bit of a run, and then he got injured. So that is quite curious to me. Atalanta, Lyon, Palermo, Espanyol, and Torino all interested in him. Lyon on a transfer. He's listed transfer list of 14.25, which is 50% discount, my friends. And then I can't even remember. He did get 4 international appearances. So let's go take a look at that. Where would that have been? Second top player only getting 4 appearances doesn't indicate really good things. But he also had the injury, so he's not there. Hasn't played in the entire 20 of 32. Played in World Cup qualification. .1 is the best rating there. I think I said Uruguay earlier, but we were looking at Juan, who's Chile. But still, it's still quite close. Not the best year, to be honest with you. Weird bit of business from Arsenal. We're going to sign you and then flip you for 50% of what we paid. Can you do it on a rainy Wednesday night in Stoke? Oskatan can. Roy, still in the first team. 30 starts, 2 goals, 2 assists on a 6.66. 4 cup starts, 9 international starts, got a goal and an assist in international play. They're in the Prem. How'd they end up? Right where they were, 15th. Okay, fair enough. You know, you're still in the Premier League. You're still making money. Did he have any injuries? Because he missed 8 games there. He had a virus at the very, just like, he still got the virus. Okay. Pulled knee ligaments out for 3 weeks. That takes a couple games from you and a tight hamstring. But nothing too egregious. His contract's up in 2 years. So will they re-sign him like with 1 year left or 18 months left? We'll have to take a look at that when it comes to fruition. For Ireland, my kids are running around. I'm sure you can hear that. Made the Euros. Is he involved? He got a goal. All right. Way to go, mate. That's the 1 goal. Okay, good. I mean, it's a good time to get it. Even though you lost, at least you know, at least you got a goal. 6.6 with an injury against France that got 3-0. But hey, you already beat Slovenia and Wales. You're already the next round. Good on you, right? A 6.7. A 7.2. Played well there. Euro Championship qualification playoff, right? So this is how they got in. A 7.6 with a goal. Wait. Did I miscount here? It must be splitting that up. I'm like, because he only had 1 goal. You know, like he's... Wait a minute. You know, like we've got an extra goal, lads. But he's in. I mean, he's in the team, right? He's doing the business. He's doing okay. Ratings aren't outstanding, not terrible. But, you know, they made the Euros. He's the vice captain, my friends. Is he anything at Stoke? He's the vice captain at Stoke. That makes sense, doesn't it? He's been there quite some time. Kind of that solid, and he's playing only like he's a first teamer for sure. It'll be interesting to see if he sticks it out there, like if they sign him to like a new contract, like a rotation contract, and he like sees out his career there, or if he says like, hey, I think I've accomplished everything I can accomplish and wants to move on. All of the traits. Look at the traits. All right, that's a little bit shorter, but well, because it's Stoke and they're in 15th. And I don't think I showed this to you. Atletico Madrid finished 3rd, and Dortmund finished 5th. I may have shown that to you. I just want to make sure. All right, this is the moment I've been waiting for. Marcus is still with Bayern on a first-team contract. Quite good. 107 caps, 115 goals. Is he playing? Is he playing is the question. 13 starts, down from 15, up from 6, 15, 29. So it's like he's like a rotational first teamer. He's in the first team, right? 13 starts, 9 subs, 8 goals, 2 assists, 2 players in the match on a 7-1-3. Play him more. He's doing well. Not as well as last season on a 7.57, to be fair. But in the cup, he's on an 8.66. He's played 5 total appearances with 7 goals in the cup with 3 assists. That's outstanding. Internationally, 10 starts, 15 goals, 2 assists, 7 players in the match on an 8.33. Contract. Again, kind of the same situation. Just signed a new contract, which is a bit interesting. Got another loyalty bonus, but he's got 2 years on it. So they signed him to a new deal for 2 years. So is this his final deal with Bayern? Are they going to move him on? Is he going to want to move on? That is interesting. Did he have any injuries? Twisted ankle. and a bruised ankle. So no, not really. I mean, he's had a lot of little niggling things, right? But nothing too crazy. Let's take a look at Bayern. How do they? Yeah, of course they've. Yeah, he's the vice captain. That may be the same as last time. I don't remember. Monaco, Bruges, and Besiktas. And I'm not going to count. I think that's a start. And that's a start. And that's a start. And that's a start with an injury. And then he's out, probably with an injury still. And then he's still out. They got Real Madrid. And they got past... No. They did not get past them. He scored a goal. And didn't. And they lost to Schalke in the DFB Pokal semifinal. And he didn't play. Well, there's your problem. You're not playing this amazing player. Come on, Mark van Bommel. Singapore, in the meantime, is up to 113th. Lo Chi Yu is their vice captain. Leave it. World Cup qualification. Let's just check overall. Ooh, does that mean it's done? There's no like best second place. Oh, or if there is, they didn't qualify. You know, as one of the best second place teams. That's gutting. He gets a brace there on a 7.7, a brace on a 9.0. I still can't believe he had 6 in that one. That's just insanity. An 8.0 and a loss with a goal to Bahrain. 6.9, no goals against China. I'm not going to look at the friendlies, doesn't matter. A 10.0 with a hat trick against Afghanistan. 9.6 with a brace and an injury. 8.4 with a brace and a minor injury. So, it's these two games is what did it. Especially against China, because that's like a 6-pointer, right? You gave China 3 points, but losing here also not good. That if they win this game, maybe they make. I'm assuming there's a second best placed team thing that moves on. I could be wrong. That's a little disappointing. They've got some friendlies coming up, and he's already, he continues to score. Congrats. That's just crazy. Like when you just look at it, like Marcus. I'm curious to see if he sticks it out at Bayern or if they go to move him on. And if so, where does he end up? It's like they're still using him, but they're not using him as much as they could. That's evil Marcus. I'm not even going to look. It's going to make me mad. Last but not least is Danny Dobson. Still with Sheffield United. Sheffield United. So we had Danny in the comments of the last episode said he was going to have 20... He was going to break the goal scoring record. I think it was like 24 or something like that for the club in the next season. And he was going to help them. I don't know what it was, like win the title or something like that. I don't have it pulled up right now. Not as many goals. They saw you coming this season. So blitzed the league last season with 21 goals, 2 assists on a 706. This season, 33 starts. Okay, a couple less starts. So that slowed you down a little bit. 14 goals, 3 assists on a 701. Still, I mean, that's really good. 3 cup starts, no continental, 11 international, 7 goals on a 7.1. How'd they end up with good old Danny? 8th place. I think you can give him credit. They go from 17th to 10th to 8th. So just so close to getting to continental competition. And actually, let's check just to make sure nothing has changed. Yeah, how close were they, though? That's what I want to know. 55. Oh, 1 win. If they'd taken a loss and made it a win, they would have... West Ham. Okay, they would have made the Europa League. West Ham has made the Champions League. Arsenal's in. Okay. West Brom made the champion. Okay, easy Football Manager. Slow your roll. Back to Danny. Groin strain, bruised knee, nothing major. I mean, okay, groin strain for 3 weeks is kind of major. Contract. Still the original deal. Still 2 more years. That's really interesting. Interesting. 107 caps, 72 goals. They're in 20th. Interesting that he's not listed there. This is their goalkeeper. So, okay, he's the vice captain and their key player. Alrighty. Okay. 6.9 and a goal. These are friendlies. We'll move quickly. I just essentially look here. It doesn't look like he scored until here. 7.0. They played back-to-back games with Somalia. A 6.2 in the first one, despite a 3-0 win, is a bit surprising, but he comes back and gets a brace on a 9.1, my friends, in the second game. And that's in World Cup qualification. That's the only World Cup qualification games they've played. So currently they find... Oh, okay, that's to get to the group stage, I guess. I was like, wait, what? So they've made it to the next stage. Looks like he didn't play any of these, or maybe was here. Who knows? 6.1 in a win. Ooh, a 7.1 in a win, but neither of those being goal-scoring games. And then, 8.6 with a brace against Iran and a 6.5 against Switzerland. So they got African Cup of Nations qualifying coming up. I think you'd have to favor them, right? They're currently top of the table. Got 4 more games to go, but they're looking pretty strong there. And then they've got World Cup. This is interesting. So you got African Nations Cup of Nations qualification, then World Cup qualification, group stage, and then if they get through that, what is that? More group stage stuff. It's already on the calendar. All right. I'd say things are going well for Danny. Not as many goals. So sorry, Danny, you didn't get to 24. But man, I'm just saying that's pretty impressive to come in. He scored 35 goals in 2 seasons. Pretty good, my friends. I do want to show you because I've had some comments recently. People going like, "What happened to Andrew C?" He didn't go into coaching. He just straight retired. So I showed this at the end of another episode. This is the end of this episode, so you still may miss it. But he is definitely retired as a player, and that's quite sad, to be honest with you. This is where we end it, my friends. Thank you so much for your support on this series. It is absolutely crazy. Look at the values, right? We don't have anybody less than 28.5 million. We do have some players listed, though. So what is going to happen? Will Mike find a home? Will Aisel Hetland find a home? How will some of our players do in continental competitions? We'll see it next time, my friends. I like that Greg also only has 10 clients. He's not picked up anybody else. I think that's a bit interesting. He's like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I got my 10. Like you would, as an agent, right? Like you'd think he could go pick up some additional. Maybe he's so busy flying all over the world to track his players that he just doesn't have time. Hit that like button, my friends. We'll see you next time.